Hey everyone, welcome back to another reading vlog. If you're new here, my name is Tonya and welcome to my channel. And I had today off work. I had just taken it as a vacation day. So I got a chance to get up this morning, do a little bit of reading, kind of have a slow morning. And then I went to a yoga class and picked up a coffee. When I got back home, I took Luna for a walk and showered, and now I wanted to go ahead and check in with you. So the book that we're reading in this reading vlog, which you would have seen in the earlier clips, is Good Spirits by B.K. Borison, and I haven't read anything from this author before. She typically, I believe, writes contemporary romances. But this one's kind of a paranormal romance because our male main character is the ghost of Christmas past. So I'm not very far into the book, but really liking it so far. We're following Harriet, who is our female main character, and she is a people pleaser through and through. And then our ghost of Christmas past, his name is Nolan. And so far, the writing's been really cute. Harriet's not really sure why she was selected to have the ghost of Christmas past kind of haunt her, and Nolan's actually not really sure himself either, because typically the people he haunts are, you know, kind of like Ebenezer Scrooge. They're not very good people, mean, or, you know, taking advantage of others, or, you know, the list goes on and on. But Harriet is not like that. As I said, she's a people pleaser. She tries to do the right thing all the time. And now, for whatever reason, she's being haunted by the ghost of Christmas past. So I'm only like 50 pages into the book, but once I get a little further, I'll give you another update. This is not one of my typical reads, though it's not too far off. I mostly read fantasy, but since this has that kind of paranormal aspect, is kind of close. So definitely we'll give you an update later today. Then I wanted to go ahead and do my advent calendar for the day, but I thought first I'd show you some more of what I've gotten in this advent calendar, because I did show you that first day, but here are a couple of the other things that I've gotten. So a pencil that says I'd rather be reading, this cute little magnet that has books on it and a pair of glasses, and I'm just planning to put this on my TBR cart. There's some book washi tape that was in one day, and then probably my favorite thing that's been in here is this super cute wrapping paper, and it's double-sided. If I can get to the other side, almost there. And it's a good sized piece of wrapping paper. That's the second side. So thought that'd be super cute to wrap up a book for someone this year. And it did also come with matching gift tags. So it's been a really fun advent calendar so far. And as I had mentioned before, I did get it at Target and it wasn't very expensive. It was like $20-ish. So now let me see, where is day 8? Aha. All right. Okay, and today it's like little sticky book flags. And it says, read this. So super cute. So far this has been well worth the money. I really enjoyed opening up a little bookish treat each day. So if Target has any more, I would recommend getting them. This was the last one at my store when I got it, so I think they sell out pretty quick, but you can always check and see if it's something they have online. But I also have a book to share with you. So after I'd made my book haul video, my Book of the Month box came. And if you're not familiar with Book of the Month, it's a book subscription service where you get one title monthly, and it runs you, depending on which plan you pick, around $15-ish a month for a hardback. I have a code down in the description box. That's just a referral code. Everyone has them. But it gets you your first book for $5. So if you aren't a member of Book of the Club and are interested in, definitely use that link down below. But what I really like about this particular subscription box is if you don't want the book that month, you can skip a month, or you can just like carry your credit over to the previous month. And then sometimes, because they usually offer like 6 different books from, different genres. And for December, the 2 books I was interested in, one was Good Spirits, which I had already owned a copy of, and the second one was We Who Will Die by Stasia Stark, and I had already read an arc of that one, so I didn't want any of the December books. So what they had as an option for December is it let me pick a previous month. I picked out Red City by Marie Lu. I had looked at this for November, but I ended up picking out something else instead. So I was happy that I had the option to get it for December since there wasn't any books that really worked for me. And this is a debut author. It is a special edition copy. So really pretty sprayed edges. And this is an urban fantasy Romeo and Juliet retelling, so I thought it could be interesting. I've heard where a couple of people have read this and have really enjoyed it, so excited to pick this up. And another thing that excites me about this book is alchemy is the magic system. Anytime there's like a transformational magic system, those are some of my favorites, so looking forward to picking this one up soon. So now I'm just going to get a couple things done around the house and maybe have some dinner in a little bit. And then once I've read some more and have another update for you, I will be back to check in with you. So I have made it to page 134 and I'm really liking this so far. It's not any sort of big, extravagant, complex plot. It's really just heartwarming and 2 people trying to help each other out. One just happens to be a ghost, and it's just sweet. And I've already cried once because I'm a big baby, especially at the holidays. Everything makes me cry. But I'm really enjoying it. I like the banter in between Harriet and Nolan and just kind of their back and forth. And I'm just really enjoying it so far. I don't do a lot of holiday reads, but this is my second one this year. And I'm thinking maybe it should be something that I do more often. Because I don't watch a lot of movies or anything like that this time of year. So maybe I can make it a point to do some like fun little cute holiday reads each year. So yeah, really enjoying it, and I'm gonna go get my PJs on and then I'll probably read for a little bit longer, and then I'll check back in with you once I have another update. All right, my friends, it is now Tuesday afternoon. I just got off work, but I wanted to come back and give you another reading update on Good Spirits. But before we do that, I wanted to show you what I got out of my Advent calendar today. So it is a little bookmark, one of those magnetic ones that says so many books, so little time. So super cute. You can never have enough bookmarks, so I am quite sure I will get some use out of this. And then as far as the book is concerned, I am now a little over halfway through. I'm on page 222, and I think there's around 350, 370 pages in the book, so I'll probably finish this tonight. But so far, my thoughts haven't really changed. I'm still really enjoying it. It's like the perfect holiday read. You got a little bit of, family drama, and then you have the budding relationship between Nolan, who is the ghost of Christmas past, and Harriet, and they're kind of coming to a point where they're still trying to figure out if Nolan's truly supposed to be haunting Harriet, or if there's some way that Harriet's really supposed to be helping Nolan. We still don't know for sure what's going on. We did just have our first spice scene in the book, but it wasn't overly spicy, but there is indeed some spice. So if that's something you're sensitive to, just be aware before you read it that there will be some spice. But yeah, really liking it, really heartwarming, lots of found family. Great little holiday read, and once I do finish it up tonight, I'll definitely let you know my final thoughts. I think I'm landing somewhere around like a 3.75 to a 4 right now, so just depending on how they wrap things up here will kind of depend on my final rating. I think it'd be hard for this type of book to be like a 5-star read, just based on the nature of the book. There's parts of it that are gonna be predictable, as well as the length of the book. But that being said, it's still been a really good book, and it's given me everything I've wanted so far. So we'll just see where I end up rating it once I'm finished. But now I'm gonna go get changed into some comfy clothes, get Luna out for a walk, and then I'll catch back up with you later. One thing I will say about this book that I wasn't necessarily expecting is I do think B.K. Borison has done a really good job in building Harriet's character. Harriet has a lot of emotional baggage just from the way she was raised, how she was treated by her parents and her sister growing up, and just made not to feel good enough. And I think that B.K. Borison just does a really good job portraying that in a way that's relatable and not too over the top, not too outlandish in any way, but just really relatable, lets you into kind of Harriet's mindset. And that's been one of my favorite things about her writing. I don't know if that's how she typically writes. I haven't read anything else by her, but the emotional depth that she's put into Harriet as a character is something I really wasn't expecting from, a light-hearted holiday romance, but I've really enjoyed it, and it makes me want to maybe try some other books that she's wrote. Alright guys, so I did finish Good Spirits last night, and I'm landing on a 3.75, so almost a 4-star, which I think is great for a holiday romance. Kind of what knocked it down a little bit for me at the end is a character was brought in that we had heard about during the book, but we got to meet her near the end of the book, and I kind of felt like that wasn't necessary, and it took away a little bit from the magical feel of how the book was going and played up the paranormal aspects a little too much, in my opinion. So not a big thing, but just dropped it down a little bit for me. But I did really enjoy this book. I cried at the end. I thought it had a great message of standing up for yourself and trying to be your true self. I actually cried in the acknowledgement as well, which that doesn't typically happen. But here I'll read you the paragraph that had me in tears in the acknowledgement. So thank you for picking up this book. I hope it brought you something you needed. I hope that if you feel like a lost and forgotten thing, that you realize how beautiful and special you truly are. And I hope that if you feel like you've been left waiting, that there's beauty in that too. That maybe the thing you've been searching for is right around the corner. And even reading that now made me tear up a little bit. I think that there's times in all of our lives where we feel that way, where we feel like maybe we're forgotten, maybe we're pushed to the side, maybe we're constantly waiting to come into our own or for people to understand us. And I thought this book did a really good job of highlighting that and how it's okay just to be your true self, and no one should expect anything else of you. You need to do what makes you happy and stand up for who you are. So, great message in the book. Would recommend. And I also want to thank you all for hanging out with me for a couple days while we did read Good Spirits, and I can't wait to catch up with you in my next video. So take care, keep reading, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.